So where are your hazards? Where are you going to undo yourself? What are you going to be thinking about that's going to be problematic, that you're going to spend too much fucking time obsessively worrying about and not saying, okay, it's okay for me to have concern about this. It's normal for you to be concerned about drawdown that would lead to a blown account. It's normal for you to feel apprehension and less confident if your strike rate is very, very low. That's all normal things for you to be concerned about in the beginning. Absolutely normal. There's nothing abnormal about that at all. It is absolutely incorrect of you to obsessively worry about those things and all the energy and time that you put into that while you're at work, while you're looking at price charts, while you're paper trading, demo trading, back testing, tape reading, where you're just watching price and getting a feel for the delivery. If you're finding your mind drift away to, I wish I would have, I wish I wouldn't have, you need to stop. Out loud, say it to yourself. These are incorrect, time-wasting things I'm thinking about right now. My focus will be on positive encouragement. I'm going to see the things come into my hands in time. I am submitting to how much time it's going to take. I don't know what that is right now, and I don't need to know, because everything I'm doing today, right now, is making me one step closer to what it is I'm trying to get to. And my dreams are far better and broader than I can see right now, because my limited perspective holds me back, and I'm excited to see where I go. Fear can't live in that. Fear cannot reside in your mind at that time when you speak that way. You're speaking against your adversities. You're treating them like a fucking doormat. You're showing up to their door and knocking. I'm here, motherfucker. I'm not afraid. I'm coming in and I'm setting up house for myself here. You're not coming into my fucking world, making me stress out. I'm showing up at your doorstep. I'm going to overtake you. I'm not fearful of this thing. I'm not fearful of never getting where I want to be at. I know I'm getting there. I'm not stopping, so therefore I'm getting there. I might be delayed in my arrival, but I'm going to show the fuck up when I get there. Everything I'm doing today is one step closer to that goal. Every adversity is an objective for you to tackle. Put your targets right on it. And eventually that list that you have that are worrisome to you right now, you'll be knocking them off like a hit list. Oh, that one's dead. This one has no power over me. This one has no influence over me. This was a joke. I don't even know why we even considered it. This right here is something that now I use as a confidence builder. So what you're doing is you're having a paradigm shift from picking things out that are scary to you, the boogeyman syndrome. These are the things that are going to get you. They're going to hurt you. They're going to take from you. They're going to embarrass you. People are going to laugh at you because you endured these things and never could overcome them. And you never given a thought to simply just, what do I need to do to overcome this? Me, I had lots of different ways. In the beginning, I tell all of you to pick one PD array. Because ultimately, whether you learn all of them or not, your trading is going to hinge on predominantly one of them. That's just the way it is. I mean, human nature, that's just the way it is. It doesn't mean that you can't use the other PD arrays in your trades, but you're gonna draw more action, more trades from one PD array, one specific thing that I'm teaching you. You're gonna gravitate to that more than anything else, because it's gonna be like your paintbrush of choice, like Bob Ross. He had several brushes there when he was painting. But most of the time, he used that fan brush and that fine bristled one, and then he would use the big broad one when he had to add the shit in the sky and spread it around. So most of his show was 3 paintbrushes, but he had a whole shitload of them next to him. Now think about that. He had a specific set of colors that he started with. He wasn't thinking, let me describe this one too. No, he had already in his mind, he had his model. He knew what he was looking for. He wanted that blank canvas to show what he had in his mind, or with the picture, which you didn't many times see on the offside. He was actually painting a picture off camera. And the whole time he's talking to you, he's teaching you how to trust the process. And you hear him? He sounds like he's ate fucking, funny brownies. You know what I mean? Like he's literally calm, cool, chill with his fucking afro, sitting up there, hippied out. Look at all this. This is really, I'm going to paint a little happy tree right here. Oh, there's no mistakes. This is, everything's great. Everything's looks nice. But everything in the beginning starts with a certain number of colors, nothing else but them. And at the end, you're like, what the fuck? Where did this come from? The first few minutes of him painting on that canvas, your mind's buzzing, trying to figure out, what is he doing? Like, what the hell is that? That's where you're at in your trading right now. That's where you're at. And I'm trying to be the Bob Ross to you and quietly and calmly remind you that everything you're doing, if you submit to the process, you will get the results that you're looking for. And everybody else, when they look at you in the beginning, they're going to be thinking the same thing. What the hell is he doing? What is she doing? Listen to this guy. He's talking too much shit. Doesn't this guy trade with a demo? He's trying to teach people how to make money. Why are you listening to this guy? It won't make sense to other people. It won't feel comfortable for you because you want encouragement. A weak mind needs outward encouragement. You don't have a weak mind. You have a mind that is not experienced yet. So it's normal for you to doubt yourself. It's normal for you to feel like you don't have it all together. And what if you can't do it? That's normal. That's normal thoughts. But just change the terms there. What if you do far fucking better than you ever thought you could? What happens if you get it sooner than you thought it was going to be? What happens when you can start doing things that you never could fucking afford or imagine you could have afforded? When you walk into a store, you're not looking at price tags. You don't give a shit what that receipt said, how much it just took out of your bank account, because you know more's coming in. What if you don't have those problems that you have right now, and they're replaced with things to do that are enriching to your life and other people that you know? That's how you should be doing this. You treat all of your adversities. Oh, but ICT, you don't know. I'm in a nation right now that's poor. I have made people in Africa fucking rich. Okay? Rich. There's no fucking excuse for you. You're not going to tell me a valid excuse that will absolutely solidify your failure. It ain't going to happen. There's no more excuses. So there's no reason for you to be pussyfooting around saying, but this is what I'm afraid of. So, I'm just going to let it lord over me and I'm never going to be successful. And I have a perfect excuse why I never got there, because this bad thing that just keeps coming up in my mind, or this thing that I keep repeating over and over again and never really made an effort to overcome it with proper replacement. That's not coping skills. Coping skills are beneficial for things like anxiety. I've taught that, and they're valid. But in trading, you don't want to be coping with anything. You want to replace negative, unsuccessful characteristics. You want to prune them, remove them like a fucking cancer, cut them out of you. And yes, it hurts. Yes, after it happens and you remove it from yourself, you don't feel like, oh, did I do the right thing? You're hurting. Just like any other wound would be if you went to have surgery, have something surgically removed from your ass. That's normal. But some of you are thinking, yeah, that small little period of growing after the painful departure from doing these things and thinking this way, that's enough for me to not want to do it. I'm comfortable with this adversity. We're good friends. It's normal. I know my routine every day. I think about these things negatively all the time. It's normal for me to feel these constant doubts. I can't imagine a world where I'm not doing that. You don't realize it, but that's exactly what your subconscious is telling you. Don't make any changes, because change is scary. It's probably going to take a whole lot more effort to make these changes. And you've convinced yourself through self-talk, either internally or outwardly that you either deserve what you're going through, putting yourself through, or why bother, because it's probably going to be a failure to make an attempt to change it. So you hold and hug and embrace and have a relationship, a destructive, abusive relationship with these adversities, instead of saying, you're cancerous, motherfucker. You got to go. You can't live with me anymore. You got to go. Today's fucking moving day. Pack your shit. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not coping with you no more. You don't exist. You're not formidable enough to fucking stop me. You're not holding me fucking back. Get the fuck out of my fucking way. That's the mindset. Not just in trading, in everything. In everything. Adversities are always going to be there in anything you do. How you deal with them, how you think about them, how you give them power and authority over you. That's the deciding factor, whether you succeed or fail in overcoming them. But you can't hide from them. You can't pretend they don't exist. You fucking identify them, point them out, and say, your ass is out of here, motherfucker. You don't get to stay here no more. You attack it. Your mind's a battlefield. It's constantly at war. As soon as you turn on those charts, you have now stepped on the battlefield. Decisions. Should I or shouldn't I? How much? How much should I risk today? How many trades am I going to take today? How many points am I going to allow for a stop loss? Am I going to use a stop loss today? Every time I use a stop loss, I get stopped out and it feels uncomfortable. Well, how about this? Be fucking thankful that you didn't lose your entire account. Be thankful that that loss was limited to where your stop loss is. That's the right fucking mindset. But you're not thinking about it that way. You're not thinking about these assholes. They got me again. Oh, I did something stupid. I didn't wait for the fucking fair value gap. I tried to anticipate it and I tried to get in early. Dumb. I lost because I put a stop loss in. It went to an area where it was supposed to go. But you're going to lie to yourself and say, oh, this shit doesn't work. No, you aren't working. You're not doing the fucking work. You aren't doing that stuff. And this is hard work pruning bad shit off of you. It's hard to do that because you've become accustomed to having these negative excuses to lean on when you don't succeed, because you want immediate gratification. You want immediate success, overnight success, Lambo lifestyle, overnight, guaranteed, or your money back. That's what the media has given you, these expectations that you need that to be successful or deemed successful. You don't. I wish I could encapsulate. I wish I would have took the picture of my son's face. You know, I was talking to him in front of Caleb last night. I said, how does it feel? How does it feel to see what you work all week to earn at a coffee shop, putting up with fucking ignorant, fucking self-entitlement pieces of shit, talking down to you, thinking that you're subhuman, you're a fucking servant, that they can wipe their fucking shoes on you like a doormat? How does it fucking feel to know that you did your whole week and more, a little bit more actually, in one day using one contract? How does that feel? He goes, I'm wasting my time, Dad. I'm wasting my time doing this. And that's exactly the fucking target I was aiming for. That was the fucking target I have been aiming for all year long with this boy. And I have been peacocking like a motherfucker around this fucking house, flaunting my ass in front of my wife, saying, yep, I fucking told you. I told you it would happen. I told you. I fucking told you. And this ain't it. He's going up. He's going to fucking arrive at every fucking goal he's ever had, because the look on his face last night said it all. Fuck working. Fuck a fucking job. He's made the best ever decision to not go to college. It's exactly what I fucking want him to do, because college education, that might be great for some people, but guess what? If you're listening to me, you're not a fucking worker. You're not a fucking servant. You're not a fucking pissant. You're somebody that's going to go out there and grab it by the fucking throat, throttle its fucking ass, and drag it back home because it's yours. You fucking took it.